More scandalous than Married at First Sight, it's the Midnight Channel! On tonight's juicy episode, a local heiress and a whole harem of suitors. Which will she choose? There will be drama, there will be heartbreak, there will be greed, and not to mention a little pain. Actually, make that a lot of pain. We know you love it, and it's all coming up right here on the Midnight Channel. No time, because Yukiko will be dead very soon. We need to go after her. Finally, we have access to the TV World lobby. I can also mention the song that's playing here is called Backside of the TV. It's pretty cool, but also kind of disturbing when you look up what the lyrics actually are. And here is the biggest hurdle of this game when it comes to completing dungeons in one day. Unlike Persona 3, you don't recover HP and SP when you go back to the dungeon lobby. The only way to recover HP and SP is to leave the dungeon completely. At least for now. We will have access to some other dungeon recovery later. We need to talk to Teddy when we're ready to go, but there's also a door to the Velvet Room if you want to go and fuse personas or check on skill cards. Speaking of which, let's check out personas right now. Angel, Slime, Izanagi. Okay, so we've got a good setup. We're actually full on personas, so we might want to consider fusing soon, but I definitely want to level up Slime. And Angel learning Hammer might not be a terrible idea either. So with that, before we head out, I'm so used to having to talk to my party members to see their status. We have Chie officially in our party now. She actually started, I think, at level 6 in the PS2 version. That got nerfed in Golden for some weird reason. But this is Chie Satonaka and her persona, Tomoe. The spunky dragon with a theme that sounds like something out of Sonic Adventure, Chie Satonaka enters the ring. Chie is the party's first physical specialist, although her stat build is a bit weird for one. Her strength is not that high. In fact, Yosuke has higher strength than her by the end of the game. But her skill set has many ways to get around this, mostly by multi-hit attacks and critical hits. And here I'm actually going to talk about how Chie changed in Golden first, because it was a really big change. They only switched around 2 of her skills, her level 33 and 36 ones. She swapped out Bufala and Ice Boost for Apt Pupil and Auto Tarukaja. Now, Auto Tarukaja isn't that amazing, but Apt Pupil radically changes how Chie plays. In Golden, you want to keep that skill on her, because it combined with some of her social link skills make Chie a physical fighter focused entirely around critical hits. In Fire Emblem terms, she's a sword master. This makes her useful at knocking down enemies that have no elemental weaknesses, while also increasing her damage output per turn by way of 1 mores. Speaking of which, Chie learned some ice skills, but even though her magic stat is not terrible for a physical attacker, the ice skills she learns are. I recommend just keeping Mabufu and not bothering with anything higher. Her ice skills are really only there for knockdowns. Early on in the game, you're stuck with Rampage for multi-target physical, and its accuracy is notoriously unreliable, but she eventually learns more reliable AoE attacks like Gale Slash and Heat Wave. These are actually the biggest asset she has over the party's second physical attacker who'll join later. Power Charge comes relatively late, but it's another must-have. And speaking of late skills, Rainy Death deserves special mention, because its crit rate is obscenely high, especially backed by Apt Pupil and other boosts. Some people like keeping this on her even after she learns God's Hand, even though God's Hand is individually stronger. She also has the counter skills. Now, these got nerfed since Persona 3. High Counter used to have a 50% activation rate, which was kind of ridiculous, but 20% is still pretty good. I don't think these stack with each other though. It's often said that Chie struggles a little bit in the mid-game, particularly that period where she only learns Black Spot and Heat Wave in terms of new physical attacks for about 20 levels. But I find others can pick up her slack during that time, while she's still very good early and late game. In general, Chie's usually better against normal shadows than against bosses, while the second physical attacker of the party is the opposite, so consider that when choosing which to add to your party. Chie's persona is based off Tomoe Gozen, a 12th century female samurai. She served Minamoto no Yoshinaka in the Genpei War, and was famous for being his strongest warrior, and many legends depict her as a one-woman army. Many of these tales are probably exaggerations, but it was said that she could handle unbroken horses with superb skill, and this might be referenced in her persona design as she appears to be wearing a bike helmet. A lot of works love to depict motorbikes as the modern day equivalent of horses. Regarding her design, the yellow jumpsuit is a reference to Bruce Lee's film Game of Death, which fits into Chie's love of kung fu movies. And something I saw a few commenters point out is that Tomoe has long flowing black hair, very similar to Yukiko's. This could be taken as a representation of Chie's much healthier bond with Yukiko after accepting her shadow. Okay, I don't have any new weapons or armor, but I can change everyone's costumes if I want, so let's try out the Yasuhai jerseys that we got before. And there's a save point here. And Teddy has led us to the entrance. No need to check with our party members, let's just head on back in. And thank you for the 3 Goho M's. I did buy one earlier, but it's useful to have a lot of those, in Golden specifically. You always bother me, but go ahead. That's kind of mean. I think Teddy in this game is immensely better than he is in Persona Q. So this is our tutorial for the map screen. I already showed the map before. And from here on, dungeon floors are completely randomized. But while we're here, if we go talk to others, everyone has a unique comment on every costume you can give them. And on every costume you can equip to the protagonist too. Let's see what Chie has to say about that. Teddy also has comments on all of your costumes. She's surprisingly serious about this, but you'd expect her to be. No, you kind of share Yosuke's opinion there. The enemies for this floor haven't changed, but I would recommend fighting a few of them just to get Chie a bit of, I just realized what's about to happen. I'm sure you have too. Okay, hasn't quite happened yet. I really don't want to use anything more than my regular attacks on these things.
3 enemies left.
We've really got to conserve SP.
That's my cue. Leave it to me.
Oh, nice. Okay, so this is the follow-up attack that we unlocked from your social link.
That's it, Yosuke. 1 enemy down.
Automatic critical, but the enemy's up again already. Oh, great, Skewer. So, Skewer... Oh, she crit with that. Nice.
That's 1.
But, yeah, Skewer, you want to get rid of Skewer as quickly as possible. It's a really, really bad skill. It has one of the worst accuracies of any physical attack in the game, and its power sucks. And she's going to keep spamming it, isn't she? Oh, okay, she's critting a lot, which is pretty much her general role if you saw her bio. And for some reason I got shuffle time, I guess from all the crits. So, from now on, we have the access to the real meat of shuffle time. 1 more effects, which let you draw more cards. Sometimes there's a way to draw every card, and if you do that, make sure to go for it. So, we can do one more change. Yeah, we can't get the full card bonus here. Okay, this is a problem because I really would like that chest key. And I already have all the personas that are here, so I'm not going to go for the one more. You usually do want to go for one mores, but this was an exception. You get that trophy for...
Danger. Can you heal me?
First thing I will do is I will change your tactics, because yes, everyone is defaulted to not direct commands, which is pretty annoying. Okay, I do not want to use any SP, but Yosuke, can you handle this? I'm a little annoyed Chie didn't level up from that, actually. Kind of wish she did. She's a little behind, but there will be an enemy that shows up later that is highly recommended that you go after where possible. Just a chest here. Revival bead, great. As always, chests on Yukiko's castle floor 1 are excellent. Make sure you go for them whenever you can. Oh, hi there. You can usually slip around shadows fairly easily, but they are very persistent when it comes to chasing you, and that's the stairs. I'm gonna go for the stairs. Yes, we know that. I explained that the last time we were in the dungeon. You can warp to the stairs anytime you want once you've found them. Yeah, it's not worth it to use a Goho M right now. But yes, if you do use one, you can restart from the furthest floor you've reached, which is pretty great. Shadow Chie has been defeated. What could be behind this door?
Yukiko?
Yukiko-san, are you alright?
Yukiko, what's wrong?
Oh my, special guests. I wonder how they'll play into all this.
Hi there, lady of the castle. We finally meet face to face.
Things are really heating up. Okie dokie, I'm going back to hunt for my Prince Charming. Oh, where could he be? This place is huge. It's so exciting, but it makes it so hard to find him. Oh, maybe he's playing hide and seek in the fog. Ready or not, here I come. Let's go further in then, shall we?
What the hell is this?
You're not Yukiko. Who are you?
What are you talking about? I'm Yukiko, and Yukiko is me.
No! Don't tell me. Are you? Where's the real Yukiko?
What's with these voices? The shadows are getting agitated.
The Midnight Channel is filmed before a live shadow audience.
Well, I'm off again. You better be waiting with bells on, my dear prince.
Hey, wait! That clearly wasn't the real Yukiko. It had to be...
I think it was. It must have been the other part of herself.
So it's just like what happened to us.
But I don't think she was excited for nothing. The real Yukiko wants to show us something. I can feel it. It's hard to explain. It seems like she has a strong connection to this castle.
You did say earlier that she was creating this castle.
This is a lot more dangerous than I thought.
Yukiko!
Oh, Chie, don't do that again!
Hey! Not again. Damn it, we told her not to run off on her own.
You may have a persona now, but you still have the lowest level among us. At least you're still with us, so yeah, we don't lose Chie again. From here on, we're in uncharted territory, and there'll be some new enemies starting to appear. Those seem to be some residual thoughts Yukiko is having. Yeah, we kind of already know that. And I think they kind of explained this to us before, like in the first tutorial. I don't know why they're giving it to us again, but anyway. Looks a little darker around here too. We're getting deeper into the castle, but let's see if there's anything. Yep, there is something new here.
Enemies! You can attack before them!
We have the trans twins.
It's not strong at all! I'm sure you can win!
For some reason, Teddy says that about a lot of enemies. Let me quickly check. Yes, I was right, they are weak to fire, but they're strong against electricity, which is an element that a lot of us have. Okay, here's the question. Do I actually go for... I kind of want shuffle time, but on the other hand... Okay. Don't really have that much with fire either. I think I'll just go for basic attacks at this point.
2 enemies left!
Yeah, they're pretty resilient, but I do find that if you take out the other enemies and just focus on rushing these things down with physical attacks, it might not be like the most exciting thing in the world to watch, but this is basically how we'll be handling a lot of this. I'm not going to go full rush mode just in case I need to heal. Gathering magical power, that doesn't sound good.
It's not going down.
1 enemy! Fight! Fight! Fight!
Someone finish it off!
Okay, well nobody here's weak to that, but okay, that did a lot of damage to Yosuke. I think we'll hopefully be able to take it out before it goes for another attack.
That's some thick skin.
It is kind of hard balancing SP consumption, because if you don't take out enemies quickly enough, then they'll do a lot of damage to you and you'll be forced to spend SP healing, so... You just gotta consider, is it worth using weakness attacks or not? And yeah, Chie's just about to say, I need healing, which you'll be hearing a lot. Yosuke does have a pretty large reserve of SP. Hi there, Shadow. And in fact, I just realized I probably could have got him something that gets him even more SP. Fortunately, I forgot. Maybe I'll go back there the next time I head to the dungeon entrance. Vanish Ball, that'll let you escape from battles. It's basically the effect of Yosuke's Triesto skill in... Not Triesto, Trafuri skill in an item. Triesto is, send you back to the entrance.
Just 1 enemy left!
There we go, actually made something that was down dizzy.
Alright, let's keep...
Another level for me.
You're not the person that I was expecting to level up from that. There we go. Level 5 is still not great, but it's something. And Slime did not level up. That's also not great. You do want to be careful when you open chests, because from now on, you can sometimes encounter shadows in boxes. A shadow in a box is a better way to explain it. Sometimes those are actually a good thing, though. Hi there.
Amazing, Sensei!
Okay, we actually can create a few new personas out of that, but Slime is level 4. Not nearly high enough. Fear Boost is not the skill that I want at all. Red Wall's kind of nice, as I said in the last dungeon part, but I really want Slime's final skill. Oh, that's new.
There's only 1 enemy!
Magic Hand.
It's not strong at all!
Through the
I'm
magic
sure you
of
can
my notes, Magic Hand is weak against ice, okay. Which Chie hasn't learned yet, which is kind of annoying. But oh well. And it's resistant to physical.
Enemy left!
So yeah, the hand enemies are typically fire users, which is a problem for Chie.
Someone finish it off!
Someone
They
else.
don't have a lot of HP though, and they're still taking about as much as the twins were, despite the, oh crap.
You okay, Sensei?
I forgot that my current persona was weak to fire. Using 1 more to flee is a bit of a troll move, though. Yeah, you are weak to fire. I keep forgetting that Slime actually has a weakness. Okay, let's keep going through here. We haven't actually explored much of this at all. So a lot of these lead to single rooms that have either a chest or a shadow in a chest, or just a shadow. Rita Soda, I believe, is a status cure, which we'll want to keep for the boss, because we really, really need status cures for that. But sometimes there will be the stairs, or sometimes, like that, another hallway. There's no real way of telling in Yukiko's castle. Its architecture doesn't really have a lot of cues, but I often find that those kind of windows generally precede dead ends. And there was a rare chest there, but stupid shadow's following me. I'm just gonna try and shake this guy, and then I'll go for that chest. Okay, another shuffle time, finally. Oh, that is great to have when you've got slime. And I don't want to grab this on the off chance that this ends up changing to something worse. Emperor Arcana, guaranteed level up for your equipped persona. So slime is now level 5. It's always best to get those right after you've got an earlier level up, just like using rare candies in Pokemon. Level 7 is what we want. Resist Physical. That is why I'm leveling up Slime, because Resist Physical is fantastic, especially when it comes to getting that skill and spreading it to other personas through fusion.
There are 3 enemies! Careful! Okay.
Okay, this is not a good combination of enemies, and yeah, running is very weird in this game.
Barely has any health.
You're basically forced to wait until Teddy finds an opening for you, like that. And it's very random when he does. I just prefer the standard methods of fleeing in RPGs. Anyway, with a chest key we can open this up and get bead. Yeah, often the gold chests have something typically a little bit more valuable than regular chests do. I mean, that's a given, but I kind of want to save some of my chest keys because on the later floors, the gold chest can give a piece of armor that I really need for a... Not really need, I absolutely need for a later side quest. Oh, you're new.
It's our turn first.
Now, Raven enemies I find are typically weak to ice, but let's see if you fit that pattern. No, you're weak to electricity, okay. So in that case, I could switch to Izanagi, but that would be very expensive. However, we are very much hurting in terms of... Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. That will remove the shadow from the map, and that'll let me grab this safely. Oh, we got it now! Okay, Gentleman's Tux. That's actually what I needed for that quest. I usually need a second visit to Yukiko's castle before I get that, so that's kind of nice, although its evasion's terrible. Plus 50 HP, though. I mean, evasion's not super reliable. I'd probably rather have the extra HP in defense. So I'll take that, but we're going to need to unequip that later because, like I said, the quest is not for a while, but it's good to make sure you have one of those. Okay, is that? Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, whenever there's a red blip on your radar, always check it because it could be something that's a little different to a regular shadow. Well, that's completely different to the way the Princess Shadow was acting. You know, maybe it is an inn. Maybe it's how she views the inn, or maybe how the public views the inn. Maybe it's a little bit of both, actually. I'm gonna heal up slightly, and I might actually go for this. Because I would like that gold chest. No, those things buff themselves. That's annoying. Yosuke can get rid of those buffs with Dekaja, but it's not worth wasting the SP on at this point. Yosuke probably has a... Nah, I'm gonna go for attempted pinning this thing. They're guaranteed to become dizzy if you hit them with their weakness while they're down, but that's obviously not totally guaranteed depending on whose turn it currently is. The attack buff lasts 3 turns. This will probably be over before that wears off.
Yosuke's in danger. He needs help. Seriously?
Well, I guess the help didn't come. I just realized something. If I die here, I lose that Gentleman's Tux, which is incredibly bad.
One enemy! Fight! Fight! Fight!
I don't like wasting this, but kind of want to. Oh, that was... Yeah, I thought I was like, if he goes down again immediately, I'm going to be very annoyed, but just barely survived.
Are you okay, Sensei? Someone...
Okay, there we go. Also, you want to pay attention to your drops. You want to make sure that you get at least 1 gem before you leave this place. You almost certainly will. Huh, Crow Charm. There's a few references I could make with that, but let's just not. Magic? Increases magic by 2. I think I might give that to Yosuke for the time being. You can trade in his plain ring. Our HP's not good. That's not good, and I haven't run into a certain thing that I want to run into yet.
There's only one enemy. Go for a first strike.
Laughing Table, that's new.
Not strong at all. I'm sure you can win.
It's certainly strong when we're this weak. Laughing Table is... Okay, it's actually kind of strong, and it's weak to wind, though, so...
Yosuke barely has any health.
Yosuke might be able to do this decently well. Like, how close is Slime to... Nah, Slime is way off of leveling. Just trying to think whether I switch to Pixie and heal. Yeah, I'll switch to Pixie and heal, which is gonna lower my defense because Pixie's level 2. Stupid. Yeah, so healing defaults to whoever has the lowest percentage of HP in terms of, like, the cursor, so that was not good. I meant to heal you.
You hit its weakness.
Let's go, partner. Wait, what?
Sometimes you have to carefully consider whether or not you go for hitting the enemy down with Dizzy, or whether you go for an all-out attack. The all-out attack in general, I think, was actually nerfed in Persona 4 compared to Persona 3. Someone in the comments pointed that out, and I'm honestly not surprised in the slightest, because in P3, you could, like, one-shot most random encounters with a Tarukaja boosted all-out attack. Not so much here. Now, a cup card would be much appreciated right now. We do have one of these, though. Half money doesn't really matter when we can grab a free Persona level up. It's good that I happen to have Slime equipped there. Just one more level. And Chie levels up and gets Bufu, so she can actually use the weakness of those, the hands. Yeah, I was wondering what was weak to ice here.
Sensei,
Yes, I know Sensei has low health. If I get to another floor, I can fix that because I'll have a checkpoint. Gold chest. I'm not getting a lot of temperance cards, though. I only have one of these left. So later on, you can find items that give things like dodge fire passive skills in the gold chests, and I really would like one of those for Chie if possible, but I may get unlucky and not get one of those. I'm going to keep going just in case I run into something special here. Regular... Just in case, I'm going to heal. Good thing I healed! Yeah, Shadow in a box. Oh, it wasn't a good thing.
There's one enemy. Hurrah! Go get him! Chie-chan's hurt! Someone help her!
I don't know how I got shuffle time from that, but I won't question it. I'll go for a change to Persona. Oh, of course we lost the chest key, and it turned into a Persona I already have. That is definitely one of the weaknesses of shuffle time. Of those random cards, I mean. You can very easily lose something valuable or turn something valuable into something bad. The good news is, after every battle, anyone who was KO'd returns with 1 HP. It's one of those RPGs. Some of them would keep your party members KO'd, and that would... Oh, that's not good. That is a red shadow. I called them purple shadows back in P3, but they definitely look red in this one. Red shadows are stronger. Typically, they're enemies that appear on later floors. You don't want to fight those unless you're very, very confident. So floor 5 is kind of special.
Please, give me some healing.
The problem is... Oh, I've already gone through a lot of healing. Yeah, my SP reserves are not looking great for this point in the dungeon. It's mainly because I haven't run into any of those things yet. This totally is not a trap at all. Even Teddy suspects something. So let's just keep running forward and... we've been teleported. And again. And again. And again. And we're back at the start of our loop. As you can see, they're not letting us access any of these doors, really. So here's the trick. We want to move backwards, not forwards. So from there, we can access this door, which is locked. And you want to hit some of the warps. Because now we're past that first warp, so we can go backwards and access that door that's on the other side of the warp. And inside here's a bunch of shadows and a guaranteed chest. So, okay, there's a mini-boss on this floor. And I want Chie to be higher level before I fight this mini-boss. And I've been kind of unlucky because I haven't got a certain encounter that helps Chie level up much, much faster. I usually have a few of those by now. I have not had any. That's not a good sign. Also, that door's locked. Saved by the warp. And yeah, if we go one further, we can head backwards. And check this door. Hi there, Shadow. We can easily warp away from you. Yeah, that's a mini-boss. Let's not do that. Okay, what I will actually end up doing here is I'm going to go back down to an earlier floor. Because I'm not risking those fights. I need Chie stronger before this next fight. I'll see you once I've found one of those things. Well, I guess we can see what the red shadow is. Oh, it's just 2 tables.
2 enemies.
I think I found one. Okay. So that's a gold hand. It's a bit of an awkward position, though. We want to make sure we get the first strike on this. Okay, there we go. You move slightly faster than they do. So if you keep chasing it, you will eventually catch up to it, and your weapon has a very large hitbox. But that right there is a happiness hand.
You can win this. Do your best.
They have 150 HP, and these attack items that we bought from the store deal exactly 50 damage, provided the enemy isn't immune to their elements. So that's what we'll be using to kill these hands. Except Yu's a little bit weak. But if all 3 of us go before it, we'll actually be able to finish it before it has a chance to hit us. Let's not accidentally hit escape, that would be terrible. Yeah, these things are interesting. They ignore elemental resistances when it comes to dealing damage, and if they hit a weakness, they still knock the enemy down. And of course, if the enemy's immune or repels the element, oh, that's bad.
3 enemy reinforcements.
Oh, come on, really? That's not a good time for that to be happening. And all for only 1 hand, too. But at the very least, I need to make sure I have Slime equipped here, because this will probably level up Slime. I just need to heal. And I may have to spend a bit of SP here, because I do not want to lose that hand.
That's it, Yosuke. 1 enemy down.
Because you have to actually win all of these. If you run from the second encounter in a multi-stage encounter, you won't get experience for any of it.
Yosuke's on the warpath. Keep it going.
Chie, why aren't you going next? Oh, that's not good.
How dare you?
Well, at least we're resistant to that, and at least we didn't get dizzy. Yeah, so there's the health recover. All that really does is make sure that other enemies don't have guaranteed hits on you and won't be doing more damage. But health recover will recover you from dizzy. And that was that other useful aspect of it that I was alluding to before. Did that all-out attack seriously not do it? Wow, okay then.
Are you case
Don't
I
hit me
say,
again, please.
Someone heal him!
Okay, I still get the hand experience, right? The other hand, I mean. Okay. 2 more half money. 1 more change to Arcana. 1 more change to Arcana. Don't be half experience, please. Thank you. Sweep bonus! Our first time seeing this. If you manage to get all cards that are dealt to you in a shuffle time, you get sweep bonus, and it'll explain here what will happen. With sweep bonus, you get guaranteed shuffle time next battle, and you'll be able to draw 3 cards instead of 1 the next battle. So you can keep up a streak of shuffle times. Also, sometimes Persona cards you already have will change to better cards, and negative cards will change to positive ones. Okay, half money's not great because hands give a lot of money, but Hermit's nice, and that experience doesn't look that great for this point, but it's way better than most enemies. Okay, we hit level 9. Yes! There we go. We needed that. Resist physical. Now I can stop leveling up slime. Okay, not quite Mucker Jam for Yosuke just yet. Okay, Skullcracker is what I want for Chie by the time we fight the mini-boss, so I'm gonna have to try and fight another one of those hands. And we get the trophy Grasping at Greed for the first time we defeat one. I'm also gonna change floors immediately, so that experience is essentially checkpointed. You can encounter more than 1 hand in a single battle, though. You can get up to 3 in Yukiko's castle, and I would really like a 3-hand encounter, please. Couldn't continue the sweep bonus, but at least we get a cup card and an experience card. Oh, and a level up. That's pretty great. I do want to be level 12, though.
Sensei, are you okay?
Oh, what's wrong with my... my right analog stick for the camera is not going good at the moment. I'll need to... I think my controller might be low on battery. Assault Signal's actually a really nice item to have, though. That's a Tarukaja on your whole party at once. Can definitely help for boss fights. Physical Mirror that reflects 1 physical attack on an ally. It's the same as the Tetracon skill, but that's a skill we won't be seeing for quite a while. Or will we? There's actually kind of an early Persona that learns it, and... Oh yeah, my controller's definitely acting up. The X button didn't respond there for a bit. I definitely need to charge it. That's not good. Ah, what a time for that to happen.
2 enemies ambushed you! Oh, there! Now's
The
your
charging
chance to
cable for
run.
my controller isn't long enough for me to be able to charge while I'm recording, which is annoying. I didn't have to worry about controller battery during Trails in the Sky because it was constantly plugged into the PC and thus charging. Oh, you're new!
Shadows. You get to go first!
Oh boy, though, I'm not looking forward to my first encounter with that thing. Shortcut there, and there's a hole. This place has a lot of holes, a lot of paths that lead to dead ends. Also, to kind of fit with the horror theme, enemies have a tendency to preemptive strike from here. Which is really bad when they're this thing!
Enemies. I'm missing data about them.
But if you've been not following this channel for a bit, you will have recognized these things.
I'm sure you can.
Oh, I hate these things so much in Persona Q, but they're nowhere near as bad here, thankfully. They're still actually kind of a pain, though. They resist physical attacks and have quite a bit of HP, and they're weak to electricity. I think right now, no, I have Angel equipped. Is it worth... Because I definitely want to beat these things because they drop an item called Gold Cloth, and while the Gold Cloth itself isn't required for a quest, we do need to get the item that you get from selling 10 of those to Daidara.
Here's our chance. Let's go. Okay.
Well, if this is an almighty attack, it'll hopefully do a bit more damage than normal physical ones. Okay, that's not great.
It's not going down.
We're not likely to get all of the gold cloths we need on this visit. We'll probably have to come back later. Okay, good. Using wind on the one person who resisted here. And if we're getting close to the end of this fight, I'm going to switch over to Angel because I kind of want to learn Hammer soon. And let's just rush you down. Oh, nice! Revenge on the Phantom Mage for all the pain you inflicted upon me in Persona Q, although, in terms of the timeline, for these characters, that hasn't happened yet. They're having it easy now. They don't know the true horrors of Phantom Mages that will appear to them in the future. Yeah, that's enough for an Angel level. I needed like 50. And so we have Hummer, our first Light Elemental skill. Light and Dark elements are instant kills. And yeah, some people in the comments are wondering like how weakness and resistance plays into that. They make it so that the attack has a higher or lower chance of hitting. So that's why being weak to light or dark on the protagonist is really bad, because if they die, it's game over, and yeah, you don't want to increase the chances of instant death skills hitting. Angel right now is, oh yeah, and the reason why I'm checking here is that room has 2 guaranteed shadows, I think, so I kind of like to farm it for hands sometimes. Because I'm pretty sure those can be hands. I think I've once had them both be hands, and that was pretty amazing. But yeah, Angel's only weakness is Dark, and I don't... Okay, I think there's a chance the Phantom Mages may use Dark, but like, there aren't a lot of things in here that use Dark elements, so generally speaking, Angel's pretty safe for this dungeon. Because there are a lot of enemies that are in fact weak to Light and Dark. Many people think, like, typically you don't see instant death skills as being very useful in RPGs, but in a game where they have elements and enemies can be weak to them, they can be kind of reliable, because typically enemies that are weak to them tend to have a lot of HP and don't take much, like, and are very hard to kill by other means. So they're always convenient to have on at least one persona. Aha! One of them's a hand. Oh, I'm not going to get it. Too many other shadows in the way.
2 enemies! They caught you off guard!
Okay, that thing's new. I doubt we're going to try and...
Someone do something! Oh! Sensei's back on his feet! Oh, there! Now's your chance to run!
This is too much.
And the hand's gone. Yeah, I actually might not, I think that 3 diamond shields is guaranteed. But yeah, those are Rakukaja on the whole party. Maybe not the best idea to farm hands there, because there's always usually one more shadow in the way. That's a hand, though. You want to make sure you always get player advantage on them.
Beat the stuffing out of it!
And if they get an advantage on you, it's admittedly kind of funny what happens.
Yosuke
I might
barely
show
has
that
any
at
health.
one point. I don't want to spoil it yet. But yeah, this is what we bought all of these things for. And that's why the guide recommends that you buy a lot of these. 3 per hand. And of course, that one that was chasing us caught up.
Let's do it.
Okay, that wasn't 2 hands, but that didn't get a wand card. I'll do this one first because the change to Arcana might give me a half experience card.
Congratulations, Sensei!
I think Izanagi just jumped 2 levels there. That tends to happen when hands are concerned. Okay, got Mucka Jam. I still really want Skullcracker before the mini-boss, so I'll be here a little while longer. Wait, really? I didn't get to preempt that? Ugh. Wait, there wasn't any- what?
Reinforcements are here!
How is there another shadow nearby? What?
It's not... Sensei!
Well, that's
your
new at
persona's
least.
been sealed.
Bronze dice are also weak to electricity, which we can't use because we're silenced. So I guess I'm forced to use a few of these.
Go, Sensei! You knocked it down!
I'd still rather use one of these than SP at this point.
It's down!
I still like how the dice flip over to show the skull side when they're knocked down.
Sensei, mind your health, okay?
Someone else's turn.
Okay then.
Get up, Sensei! Someone help!
Yeah, dice like to do that. I knew I was gonna die at least once in this run. Cut, cut, cut! Okay, what idiot let those dice onto the set? But boss, isn't the Midnight Channel supposed to be deadly? I don't care! Have you seen how much our ratings spiked since they came on the show? They're our biggest stars! I see franchising opportunities. We are not letting them die here. Okay, rewind. We're reshooting this scene. On hard, it's actually kind of impossible. Oh, sorry, I skipped the game over sequence. On hard, it's actually kind of impossible to survive Last Resort at this point, so generally speaking, if you see those dice, knock them down
Sensei's in
immediately or just
danger.
run.
Don't overdo it.